Welcome to our no IFRS Educational Front Series. It is an initiative of OJ Inspiration Limited. It is dedicated to providing complementary and supplementary education on International Financial Reporting Standards IFRS through a multiple choice question and answer approach. It is intended to make learning or intellectual assurance fun. In this session, we shall be considering 10 questions of set 1 to which the answers have been provided on IFRS 8. This is a standard on operating segments. Viewers and subscribers have 30 seconds to select or choose their answer to each question. The answers to the 10 questions are reviewed at the end of all the questions. Please enjoy it. Question number 1. IFRS applies mandatorily to one of the following categories of companies. A. Publicly quoted companies only. B. International companies only. C. Companies with segments only. D. Quoted and unquoted companies. E. All companies. Time counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. 'Time up. Question number 2. Operating segment information is disclosed for which of the following? A. Interim and annual individual financial statements only. B. Interim and annual consolidated financial statements only. C. Annual individual and consolidated financial statements only. D. Interim individual and consolidated financial statements only. E. All of the above. Time counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. 'Time up. Question number 3. Where a financial report contains both the consolidated financial statements of a parent and that of the parent's separate financial statement, segment information disclosure is required. A. Only in the separate financial statements. B. Only in the consolidated financial statements. C. Both in the separate and consolidated financial statements. D. For none, since two financials are involved. E. Only in the individual financial statements. Time counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. 'Time up. Question number 4. Which of the following is not part of the meaning of an operating segment? A. Discrete financial information is available. B. Chief Operating Decision-Makers Review is involved. C. Engages in business activities for which is not authorized to incur expenses. D. Engages in business activities from which it may incur expenses. E. Engages in business activities from which it may earn revenue. Time counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. 'Time up. Question number 5. What is the minimum quantitative threshold on the combined revenue of all operating segments for a segment to be reportable? A. 25%, B. 20%, C. 15%, D. 10%, E. 5%. Time counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. Time up. Question number 6. The 10% asset threshold for an operating segment is based on dash A. Total assets of an entity. B. Total non-current assets of an entity. C. Total tangible assets of an entity. D. Total assets of all operating segments. E. Total assets of all operating segments and non-operating segments. Time counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. 'Time up. Question number 7. One of the following is not the yardstick of the base upon which the quantitative threshold of profitability is considered. A. Reported profit of an entity. B. Net reported profit or loss of all operating segments. C. Combined reported profit of all operating segments that did not report a loss. D. Combined reported profit of all operating segments after netting those that reported losses. E. Combined reported loss of all operating segments after netting those that reported profit. Time counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. 'Time up. Question number 8. Which of the following components of reporting is the focus of IFRS 8? A. Recognition. B. Measurement. C. Classification or designation. D. Disclosure. E. All of the above. Time counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. 'Time up. Question number 9. Which of the following is not disclosed about a reportable segment if included in segment profit or loss reviewed by a chief operating decision maker? A. Revenues from external customers. B. Interest revenue. C. Revenue from transactions with other operating segments of the same entity. D. Depreciation and amortization. E. None of the above. Time counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. 'Time up. Question number 10. The entity-wide disclosures required under IFRS does not include dash A. Revenues from external customers attributable to all foreign countries in total. B. Revenues from external customers for each product or service. C. Revenues from internal customers for each product or service. D. Relevant non-current assets located in the entity's country of domicile. E. Information about the extent of an entity's reliance on its major customers. Time counts. 10 seconds gone. 20 seconds gone. 'Time up. We proceed to review the answers. Question number 1. The answer to question number 1 is A. Publicly quoted companies only. IFRS applies to 1. An entity that has debt or equity instruments that are traded in a public market, that is domestic or foreign stock exchange, or an over-the-counter market, including local and regional markets. Or 2. An entity that files or is in the process of filing its financial statements with a Securities Commission or that regulatory organization for the purpose of issuing any class of instruments in public markets. IFRS does not mandatorily apply to all companies. International companies and companies with segments may not be quoted. Therefore, IFRS A does not apply to them. A is the answer to question number 1. Question number 2. The answer to question number 2 is E, all of the above. IFRS operating segments disclosures are required in interim and annual individual financial statements and interim and annual consolidated financial statements mandatorily for quoted or intending quoted entities. Operating segment information is provided in the financial statements of relevant entities when reportable operating segment exists. E is the answer to question number 2. Question number 3. The answer to question number 3 is B, only in the consolidated financial statements. If a financial report contains both the consolidated financial statements of a parent and that of the parent's separate financial statements, segment information disclosure is required only in the consolidated financial statements. B is the answer to question number 3. Question number 4. The answer to question number 4 is C, engages in business activities for which is not authorized to incur expenses. Operating segments engage in business activities from which they may incur expenses. IFRS defines operating segments as a component of an entity, A, that engages in business activities from which it may earn revenues and incur expenses, including revenues and expenses relating to transactions with other components of the same entity. B, whose operating results are regularly reviewed by the entity's chief operating decision maker to make decisions about resources to be allocated to the segment and assess its performance. And C, for which discrete financial information is available. C is the answer to question number 4. Question number 5. The answer to question number 5 is D, 10%. The 3 bases of quantitative thresholds for reportable segments are 1. Combined revenue, 2. Combined profit or loss, and C. Combined assets. With respect to combined revenue, the quantitative threshold is that a segment reported revenue should be 10% or more of the combined revenue of all operating segments. The segment reported revenue includes both sales to customers and intersegment sales or transfers, and the combined revenue also includes sales to internal and external parties. D is the answer to question number 5. Question number 6. The answer to question number 6 is D, total assets of all operating segments. For the quantitative threshold of 10% or more of assets, it is based on the total assets or combined assets of all operating segments. The base excludes all other assets not owned by operating segments. D is the answer to question number 6. Question number 7. The answer to question number 7 is C, combined reported profit of all operating segments that did not report a loss. With respect to the base for the quantitative threshold of profitability, it is the greater in absolute amount of 1. The combined reported profit of all operating segments that did not report a loss, and 2. The combined reported loss of all operating segments that reported a loss. Only option C contains one of the yardsticks considered. C is the answer to question number 7. Question number 8. The answer to question number 8 is D, disclosure. IFRS operating segments is purely a disclosure standard in the strict sense of disclosure and is not concerned with recognition, measurement, and classification or designation. The information presentation bid of the standard is not in the face of the financial statement and thus effectively is a disclosure. The core principle stated in IFRS 8 upon which the standard is based is that an entity shall disclose information to enable users of its financial statements to evaluate the nature and financial effects of the business activities in which it engages and the economic environment in which it operates. D is the answer to question number 8. Question number 9. The answer to question number 9 is E, none of the above. when included in the segment profit or loss reviewed by a chief operating decision maker, amounts in the following are disclosed. 1. Revenues from external customers. 2. Revenue from transaction with other operating segments of the same entity. 3. Interest revenue. 4. Interest expense. And 5. Depreciation and amortization, among others. E is the answer to question number 9. Question number 10. The answer to question number 10 is C. Revenues from internal customers for each product and service. For all entities that have reportable segments, even when there is only one reportable segment, an entity is required to disclose information with respect to information about its products and services, geographical areas, and major customers relating to all of its reportable segments. This disclosure is about revenue made from external major customers, information about the customers, and certain non-current asset location locally or in other countries. These entity-wide disclosures do not include revenues from internal customers for each product and service. C is the answer to question number 10. That is all for this set. Thank you for joining us for the set 1 of IFRS 8 operating segments. We invite you to subscribe to our channel, share our links, and invite those in your network to do the same. This will enable you and all other subscribers get direct notifications on future video uploads. We intend to cover all of the standards in this framework and create further sets of questions and answers on standards already covered. For collaboration in this area, please call or WhatsApp +2349 030 770109. All rights to this production and others in the service are reserved for OJ Inspiration Limited. Thank you once again, and bye for now.